our lives.
Welcome to our annual Witches Convention. Our first guest speaker, the Grand High Witch, is anxious to share to you a solution to our biggest problem. Children. The witches are all gone. Children are revolting, screamed the Grand High Witch. We will wipe them away. We will scrub them off the face of the earth. We will flush them down the drain. Yes, yes, chanted the audience. Wipe them away. Scrub them off the face of the earth. Flush them down the drain. Children are foul and filthy. Children are dirty and pink. Children are the smelling of dog's droopings. They are worse than dog's droopings. Dog's droopings is like smelling like violets and mimosas compared with the children. The audience was clapping at and cheering at almost every word spoken through the platform. The speakers seemed to have them completely unmixed up. They waited, wanting more. So now I'm having a plan. I'm having a gigantic plan for getting rid of every single child in the whole of England. The audience leaned forward, eager to learn how this magic was going to be performed. Each and every one of you is to go back to your hometowns and resign from your job. Resign, give notice, and retire. And after you have resigned from your job, each and every one of you will be going out and you will be buying. What will you be buying? Tell us, oh brilliant one. What shall we be buying? Each of you will be buying for herself a speech shop. You will be buying the very best and most respectable speech shop in England. I am wanting you to get only the very best shops filled up high with piles and piles of luscious sweets and tasty chocolate. At this point, one foolish witch got so excited at the possibilities presented by owning a sweet shop that she leapt to her feet and shouted, "The children will come flocking into my shop. I will feed them poison seeds and poison chalks and wipe them out like weasels." The room became suddenly silent. I saw the tiny body of the Grand High Witch stiffen and then go rigid with rage. "Who spoke? It was you over there." The culprit sat down fast and covered her face with her clawed hands. "You blithering bunglin, you brainless bog bumper. Are you not realizing that if you are going around poisoning little children, you will be caught in 5 minutes flat? Never in my life am I hearing such a false-spoken suggestion come from a bitch." The entire audience cowered and shook. The Grand High Witch glared at the witches in the eye. "Do you not know we witches are working only with magic? So each of you is only a magnificent speech shop. The next move is each of you will be announcing individual on your shop that on a certain day you will be having a great gala opening with free sweets and chalks to every child. Next, you will prepare yourselves for this great gala opening by filling every chalk and every sweet in your shop with my latest and greatest magic formula. This is known as my Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker. Delayed Action Mouse Maker? She's done it again. Her Grandness has concocted yet another of her wondrous magic child killers. How do we make it, oh brilliant one? Exercise patience. First, I'm explaining to you how my Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker is working. Listen carefully. Delayed Action Mouse Maker is green liquid, and one drop it in each chalk and speed will be quite enough. So here's what happens. Child eats chalk, which has in it Delayed Action Mouse Maker liquid. Child goes home feeling fine. Child wakes up in the morning still okay. Child goes to school still feeling fine. Formula, you understand, is Delayed Action Mouse Maker, and it's not working yet. It starts to work at exactly 9 o'clock when child is arriving at school. Child arrives at school, Delayed Action Mouse Maker starts to work. Child starts to shrink. Child is starting to grow a tail. Child is starting to grow fur. All is happening in precisely 26 seconds. And after 26 seconds, the child is not a child any longer. It's a mouse! Classrooms will be all swarming with mice. Chaos and pandemonium will be reigning in every school in England. Teachers will be hopping up and down. Village teachers will be standing on desks and holding up skirts and yelling, "Help! Help! Help!" And what is happening next in every school? Tell us, oh brainy one. Mouse traps is coming out, and cheese. Teachers are all rushing and running out and getting mouse traps and baiting them with cheese, and putting them down all over the school. Mice is nibbling cheese, mouse traps is going off all over school. Mouse trap is going snubbity-snap, and mouse heads is rolling across the floor like marbles. All over England, in every school in England, noise of snappity mousetraps will be heard. At this point, the disgusting old Grand High Witch began to do sort of a witch's dance up and down the platform, stamping her feet and clapping her hands. The entire audience joined in the clapping
adults of the working class. No, today's big spenders are teenagers. According to PBS.org, teenagers are the hottest consumers in America. At 33 billion strong, they comprise the largest generation of teens America has ever seen. Also according to PBS.org, last year, America's teens spent $100 billion, while influencing their parents' spending to another $50 billion. You may not have noticed who the big spenders are, but businesses certainly have, and they've been going all out to find out what teenagers want to spend their money on. In an effort to scoop the competition, many businesses are now hiring culture marketers. These culture marketers work for hip new advertising agencies or culture research firms. They trade in the psychology of our children and the anthropology of their culture, focus their labors to create a state of confusion or vulnerability in the young shopper, and then turn the state of mind to their advantage. These so-called businessmen call themselves culture marketers, while the media refers to them as merchants of cool. Their job is cool hunting. Since I'm one of these teen shoppers, I became fascinated with the idea that someone is actually studying teenagers to find out what's cool. Today, I'll share with you some information about these cool hunters. I'll explain how a trend begins, how the cool hunters do their job, and how the information is used. First, it's important to understand how a trend spreads. Dee Dee Gordon, one of the co-founders of Look Look, one of the leading corporations specializing in teen youth, explains. Trend spreading is like a triangle. At the top of the triangle, you have the innovators. These are the ones who strive to be unique and invent new ways to accomplish this. They make up about 2 to 3% of the population. Underneath them are the trendsetters, which is about 17% of the population. What they do is take what the innovators are doing and claim it as their own. Underneath them are the early adopters. What they do is take what the trendsetters are doing and make it more desirable for mass consumption. They take it, tweak it, and make it more acceptable. That's when the final level, mainstream, takes over. It's unclear what percent of the population is represented by the early adopters, but about 80% of the population is represented by the mainstream. The trouble with trends, or what's cool, is that once the mainstream or mass consumer picks up on the idea, they actually kill it. The innovators are no longer unique, and the cycle begins again as the innovator tries to find his or her own new look. So if you're a marketer, how are you supposed to keep up with the forever-changing hip ways of teen youth? Many corporations feel it simply easier to hire the expertise of Look Look, a research company specializing in teen youth. Look Look has over 500 global correspondents working for them. These correspondents are high school or college age, are cool themselves, and can find cool kids and speak their language. Marketers realize you can't understand a whole culture by checking in every now and then, so they give these correspondents the full responsibility of befriending the teenager and getting every last detail they can about what exactly this cool generation demands as consumers. So how does the cool hunter find cool? They spend their days sifting through market research data. They conduct endless surveys and focus groups. They comb the streets, schools, and malls, hot on the trail of the next big thing that will grasp the attention of their prey, teenagers. Marketing to teens isn't as easy as it sounds. Cool hunters have to find a way to seem real. In short, they have to find a way to become cool themselves. They search for cool and adapt a new approach for studying and analyzing teens' every move, as if they're animals in the wild. Not all companies hire to get the job done. Some companies actually do the research themselves. In the 1990s, when MTV's ratings started to drop, they decided to do an ethnographic study. They visited teens' homes to view firsthand their lives, find their interests, and to ask them some quite personal questions. We go through and we rifle through their closets, explains Todd Pettingham, Senior Vice President of Strategy and Planning for MTV. We go through their music collections. We go to nightclubs with them, and we shut the door to the bedrooms to ask them questions about issues they feel important to them. MTV was able to take what they learned to create better programming that was once again appealing to teens. MTV has the research results to create better programming, but there are many other ways businesses can use the research data. Sharon Lee, other co-founder of Look Look, explains what some of their clients do with the information. We have some clients who are interested in taking a product that already exists and finding a way it can appeal to teens, so they will test whether or not the product is even interesting to them, or if there's a way they can make it more interesting. Same with advertising. They test whether or not the advertising is relevant to these young people. market is relevant so that they can do something similar. Or let's say they want to create a whole new brand or a whole new product with a company that targets a specific audience. They then take out information to assist in inspiring product designers with marketing the product, naming it, and eventually testing it. They use our database to recruit kids to test a product add-on. Look uses the internet to publish their findings. For a $20,000 fee, businesses can tap into the huge, constantly changing database of information on what's cool. Their clients range from manufacturers of apparel, health and beauty, cosmetics and fragrances, sports, footwear, electronics, and advertising agencies. So, the next time you're in the mall shopping, stop and take a look around. What are the hip new trends being put on the market? And more importantly, are the teens buying into it? My guess is the answer would probably be yes. And they're doing it, all for the simple need to be cool.
Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me. If only this were true, we true for children. Danny's Little Tin Soldier by Leota Volz-Black. It happened the afternoon Danny was sent home from school because of her persistent cough. He played with his tin soldiers a while. He sat down on the floor and began to line up the blue soldiers for attack against the reds. Then voices reached his ears. Aunt Kate and Mama were in the nursery with his new baby sister. After a while, his own name reached his ears. Hazel, I'm really surprised how happy you and Howard are over this baby. I'll never forget how you acted about Danny. But, Aunt Kate, you can't blame us. Danny was a cripple, and you and Howard didn't want a cripple baby. You wanted a perfect child, like this little girl. Danny's little world toppled at Aunt Kate's cruel words. Why, he hadn't even thought they noticed. Pop and Mom didn't want a cripple baby? He whispered over and over all the time as he was setting his soldiers up against the wall. The Red Lieutenant wouldn't stand. Each time he set him up, he promptly fell on his little tin nose. Why, Lieutenant, you've got a crippled foot too. That's the reason you can't stand good. Gee, Lieutenant, you ought to be able to stand good if you're going to be in the front ranks. Maybe I better put you in the back ranks and put a soldier with good feet in your place. Nah, I can't do that. Poor little Lieutenant, you can't help it because you're a cripple. And you can stay in the front line. You see, both of us being buddies makes us buddies. I wouldn't want your feelings to be hurt. Maybe he wasn't wanted. But what did little boys do when they were not wanted? Where would he go? He slipped around the house into the warm basement. Surely there were people who wanted a little boy, and if they wanted him badly enough, maybe they wouldn't mind a crippled foot. But how did he find one of these people? Then suddenly, an idea was born. He would make a sign and put it down by the gate. From the kindling pile, he selected a stake and a shortboard which he clumsily nailed together. Then on the shelf, he found Pop's clean paintbrushes and a can of yellow paint. But what could he say that would be just right? Finally, he dipped the brush into the paint and carefully printed, "Wanted, a home where a cripple would be welcome. P.S. Ask for boy inside." Trembling with excitement, Danny hobbled to the gate and pushed his butt into the wet sod by the bush. At dinner, Danny was so busy with his handkerchief, he forgot to use his napkin, and Mama had to remind him. Then Pop filled his plate too full. The food went down his fork, for his hand trembled so. He laid it down, staring miserably into space. "Danny, sit up and eat your dinner." I can't, Mama. I'm full. Excuse me, may I go to bed? For goodness sakes, yes. With a cold like that, you're better off in bed. Good night, Mama. No, don't come too close. I won't kiss you tonight. I don't want to catch your cold. Oh, well, good night. Pop, you kiss me? No, young man, no kiss tonight. I can't kiss little boys that leave my paint on the basement floor. Oh, did I do that?